Hi everybody, welcome to my YouTube channel. This is Adele's World. Please like, share and subscribe. We're going to continue our conversation on co-parenting. Well, I was going to say before we start talking about co-parenting, I'm so sorry about my volume last time. I've ordered a mic. I'm waiting for it to be delivered. And the quality, I think it's now back to the camera, so that's going to be good quality anyway. And what else did I get asked about? I think that was it. Yeah, and maybe my editing skills, which will improve over time. So just bear with me and just take the message home. That's why we're here. Well, about the last video, I got a bit of backlash, which I expected. I wasn't expecting all good things anyway, so that's all right. People complained about not hearing the other party's opinions and whatnot, but I think if the other party's opinion mattered, and it does, but not on my channel, no. Because I mean, we're talking about my experience, not the other person. Anyway, so we're going to do part 2 today, like I said. Well, since last time we talked about how it affects the child, and yeah, if you didn't watch the first video, go to my channel, you'll find it there, co-parenting with a hetero man. Now this is part 2. So I'd just like to say that, I mean, it's still not easy, but it's still, we have to still co-parent, even if we are taking the heat most of the time or carrying the most of the weight, because the child doesn't understand the what goes on between the two parents. Whether they just know that, oh, daddy comes when he does, and I love my dad. So it is your job as a mom, as a dad, to facilitate the father or the mother seeing the child. Whether you're in a not in a good relationship with the person or not, it is our job in the end to make sure that we do not deprive the children of the other parent, regardless of how much we hate what they do, what they don't do, how they don't do what they're supposed to do. Kids don't know that. Unfortunately, we do. Sorry, I'm gonna burp again. But we as parents, we just have to cope. We have to manage the situations, because in the end, you just do your part. Do your part. Kids grow up. They know who was there, who wasn't. They just know in the end who is the parent that really took care of them and loved them. And not that the other parent doesn't love them, but maybe in their own way that is different from, they love them but they don't want to take responsibility, which is just unfortunate, but that's how the world is, and there's nothing you can do about that. Well, I'm gonna have a sip now. So you just have to constantly go within yourself and be the bigger person all the time, because you don't have a choice in the matter unless the other party or the other parent is putting the child in harm's way, or the child is not safe around them. That's a different story. But if the child is safe around them, whether they come after a year, after a month, after 2 years, you just have to keep explaining to the child, if they are grown enough to understand, in whatever way you can, and just keep explaining. because we cannot deprive them of that relationship. I grew up without a dad, not by choice, but he passed on when I was like 1, I think. So I completely get it. Like, if I could just have even a day with him, that would have made so much difference to me as a child back then, or even as an adult. So whether the other parent is not there or doesn't do this or doesn't do that, you have to continuously suck it up, unfortunately, and just keep facilitating them seeing each other whenever they feel like, whenever it's convenient for them, until the child is grown up enough to say, look, I don't want to do this, I don't want to see them, or whatever the child feels, that's what you need to follow. And like for me with a 3-year-old, what am I going to tell him? No, you can't see your dad, or deny the father from seeing him, even though I know he's not doing enough. I can't do that. I have to constantly facilitate that and take the nonsense and just keep taking it. Because unfortunately, I am the adult in the situation, like in terms of me and my son. I am the one who chose to have a child with him. I am the one who chose to, be with a person who does that. So I have to suck it up and let him see his child. It doesn't matter how bad of a breakup you might have had, never, and I mean never, allow that to come between the relationship a child has with the parent that is not in the home. Because that is not part, or he or she, your child, has no role in how much you dislike the other person, because that is not your relationship to break at all, unless there is a safety concern of some sort. But if there is no safety concern, just suck it up and let them see the child by all means necessary. Even if they give £1, that is not your decision to break that relationship at all. So you just have to continue fighting the good fight, because you're doing this for your child, and you have to be the bigger person all the time. That is not going to kill you. In fact, I think even if you go and vent to your family, your friends, whatever, but you have to continue to allow that person to be in the child's life. Unfortunately, even if you hate the person, or they did this and they did that, I'm only speaking now because now I've really grown, but I've always allowed that relationship anyway. I've never been the parent that denies the other parent from seeing the child, regardless of the situation, unless if my safety was in like a concern to me, or the child's safety, then I probably would, that would be a definite no. But if the other parent is no harm to the child, no matter how toxic they are, or their environment is, or whatever, you just have to keep facilitating that relationship and be the bigger person. Being the bigger person can be so difficult, can be so hard, can be so strenuous. It's just, woman, it's not easy at all, but you have to keep being the bigger person. And whether they come after 2 months or 3 months, you just have to keep letting that relationship continue, because this can be a conversation for another day, but growing up without one parent can lead to a lot of, okay, I'm speaking from my experience, but I grew up with daddy issues because I didn't have a dad. And there was nothing my mother could have done to change or fix that, because it was what it was. But I grew up and I've grown, I've matured, I've started realizing that, oh, I did this because of this, or I acted this way because of that, you know. So just keep the relationship flowing, whether you guys are in disagreement or not. And another thing with co-parenting is when the other party comes in with a toxic behavior, whatever, always be ready to ignore. Always. If they come with attitude, shouting or being rude, always be ready to ignore. It's not going to kill you. In fact, I think it made me the more powerful person in the relationship, because they know that they cannot mess with my peace. They cannot come with their toxicity and bring it around me, because it doesn't affect me anymore. And I'm at peace, I'm in a good place, I'm happy. So they cannot affect that space. So therefore, if they try to trigger you, you move away from that and just continue pushing forward about the child, about the child, about the child. They try to say something to trigger you, talk about the child, think about the child before anything else. Whatever conversation must be had, it must just be about the child and nothing outside of that. Because the moment you let them rope you into like some sort of argument, or just remove yourself, I'm telling you, it works. I mean, it works for me anyway. It works, and it's amazing, and you hold your power, and nobody can take that away from you unless you give them the power to. So I think that is pretty much it in terms of co-parenting with a hetero man. Just continue fighting the good fight. You're doing the right thing, and you're doing it for your child, and your child will know. They'll grow up, and just keep going on, keep pushing, keep going higher. And always, when they vibrate low, you vibrate high. Just let them be on that low vibration on their own, because you're not there for them, you're there for your child. And you chose this person. Don't forget that. You chose to have a child with this person. You didn't know it was going to be this bad. You didn't know it was going to turn out the way it did. However, we are here. We have arrived. Let's move. So I think that's all I'm going to say on it, really. And we can start another topic next week. Please make sure you put your suggestions in the comment section below, and your ideas on what I should talk about next, and whatever opinions you might have or questions, hit me in the DMs like they have been doing the last week. Great reviews, thank you guys, I really appreciate it. And the motivation, I'm really pleased, and I'm happy that we are tackling real issues on this channel. No, I mean, it's gonna be fun soon, I hope. It is fun, come on, we're having a drink, so it is fun. Also, I was gonna say, please like, share and subscribe. I forgot to say all of that stuff last week. However, this time I'm not forgetting to say it. Please give thumbs up. Apparently they help videos grow. Don't forget to give your thumbs up. I'm really excited about this new journey. Please move with me, my honeys. Let's do this. Let's let's get this money. And let's get this advice out there, because we're not all brave to sit here and let people judge and cut us apart with whatever. But I believe there's freedom in speaking, there's freedom and healing in speaking about your experiences. You might be helping the next woman, you never know. I'm just saying. So have a good Monday. and I'll see you in my next upload, my honeys. Bye.